The New York Knicks defeated the Boston Celtics 108 to 105 to steal game one of their second round matchup. This game was interesting because I felt like it was like a tale of two different games. During stretches of this game, the Celtics looked to be the better team than the Knicks. They were more dominant. And then in other stretches, the Celtics looked like a completely different team due to the Knicks' great defense. I felt in the first half, it was competitive in this game up until Cat got into foul trouble. And then the Celtics took advantage of it and they went to halftime with, I think, an 11-point lead. And things only got better in the third quarter for the Celtics. At one point in time, they were up by 20. It looked like they were going to bury the Knicks. And that's when things started to change. I think it was like midway through the third quarter, the Knicks were down by 20. And I felt what spurred them to come back was OG hit two back-to-back threes that were very quick within like a span of a minute that sliced the lead back to 14. And then the Knicks just started to put it together defensively, and they never really turned back. I felt like that's like when the floodgates opened and the Knicks went on a ridiculous run to get back in the game right at that moment of time. I would say the Knicks defense in this game was amazing on the Celtics. The Celtics as a team only shot 35 from the field and 25% from three. And if you look at just how many threes they attempted, they attempted 60 threes and they only made 15 of them. So the Knicks were doing a great job at rotating and guarding the three-point line. They did an awesome job in that regard. The only knock you could say about the Knicks really was on the rebounds. The Celtics got a lot of offensive rebounds. But to be fair to some degree to the Knicks, I feel getting offensive rebounds when it comes to the three-point line is difficult. Then since that's like the hardest rebound to secure is a three-point miss. And the Celtics were able to get so many offensive rebounds based on their three-point misses. But this game was highly competitive going into the fourth quarter when the Knicks just stormed back into it. And I think there's some things that are concerning if you're a Celtics fan. One thing I would say is Jaylen Brown. He didn't look like he had his lift in this game, that he just didn't have his hops. At times he had a decent amount of quickness, decent amount of jump, but it was like he wasn't getting much of lift. So he's definitely battling through this knee issue, and this could really create some problems for them. I would say Jayson Tatum, he disappointed like he always does in these big games. He was horrible. 7 of 23 from the field overall. Terrible shooting. 4 of 15 from three. Well, I'll give him credit. He got a lot of rebounds, 16 rebounds. But he had 5 turnovers, so he was careless with the ball. Another thing I would say about the Knicks is that their role players really, really came through for them. OG, for instance, was big. He had like 29 points. Tonight, he had 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. And I felt he outplayed Tatum in this game. Just he was better than Tatum in this game. The other thing I would say is Mikal Bridges. He shot poorly, 3 for 13 in this game, but he was clutch when it really mattered in the overtime. That he hit one big shot that put the Knicks up by 6 with, I think, 2 or 3 minutes left in OT. And that three-pointer he made was very clutch. It was important. I don't think the Knicks win the game without it. And then he had a clutch stop at the end where the Celtics were down by 3 and they got the ball to Jaylen Brown, and he just stripped Jaylen Brown the ball, grabbed it, and the game was over. So you got to give him credit. He had 3 steals in this game, 2 blocks, 7 assists despite shooting poorly. That's always good when your guys can step up despite having a bad shooting night. So I think what Bridges did was underrated for the Knicks. I would say Josh Hart was also big, along with Deuce McBride in this game. Deuce had 11 points. He gave the Knicks some points off the bench that they desperately needed. Mitch shot poorly in this game from the free throw line, Mitchell Robinson, but he was huge defensively for the Knicks off the bench when Karl was out of the game. I thought his defense was fantastic. It was amazing. So give him credit. But I think the Knicks as a team, was great. Now their stars didn't shoot well in this game. Grant Brunson was clutch in the fourth quarter. He had some clutch heroics in the fourth. I'll give it to him, but he did shoot poorly in this game. 9 of 23. Cat shot a little bit better, 6 of 13. So he didn't shoot poorly, but he didn't get many touches in this game. I think a lot of it was due to him being in foul trouble. But one thing I would like to say about the Knicks on their side that I would say, to me, the concerning thing was a lot of ISOs for Brunson in that fourth quarter and not enough of other guys getting involved. I don't think the Knicks can continue to run these ISOs for Brunson throughout the series and win because it becomes too predictable. Now, tonight, they were able to win this game, especially in the fourth quarter with his clutch heroics that led to overtime. But I don't think you're going to beat the Celtics just playing ISO basketball in these clutch situations every time. There will be other games in the series where it will be close, and Brunson is not going to be able to just single-handedly just beat the Celtics in the clutch or rallies team, to win the game like he did by getting them to get into overtime. So that's one thing I would note, that I would like to see Cat get more touches in these situations when the Knicks offense dries up under pressure, because he can definitely exploit the mismatches. I felt he didn't get the ball enough in this game tonight. He only had 13 shot attempts. He definitely can get more. That's what I would definitely say. Now, going back to the Celtics, they did look banged up at times throughout this game, especially Jaylen Brown. And then you had, I think it was I'm trying to remember who was hurt in this game for the Celtics. Yeah, Hauser, he had some kind of weird injury, it seemed, where he left the game after only playing 4 minutes. So I don't know how serious that was, but you had to be concerned because it hurts the Celtics depth chart. The other thing, if you're a Celtics fan, you need to be concerned about is Porzingis. He looked like complete shit in this game. He was terrible. And he's battling some kind of illness, they're saying, and that's why he didn't come back in the second half of this game. So I think Porzingis being out in the series will really, really hurt the Celtics if he cannot play, because they really need size to battle what Cat brings to the table. So that's important. And I would say, like always, Tatum showed who he is in a game where he couldn't get carried. He didn't show up when it mattered. He choked in this game, but it's not surprising. But I think you got to be concerned if you're a Celtics fan, because you need Tatum to play like a superstar in this series. You need him to show up and show out if you want to win this series. One thing I'll say is game 2 will be very interesting. Celtics, I feel obviously they have to win this game. This is like a must win. There's no way they can get away with not winning this game. But I would like to see them win in convincing fashion. I'm not a fan of either team, but if I'm a Celtics fan, you would want to see them blow out the Knicks just to make a statement. Now, if the Celtics win game 2, but they barely win it, I don't think that's a good sign. I think that's going to give the Knicks a lot of confidence that they can beat them in a 7-game series. So they got to make a statement in the next game. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. Will the Knicks just get complacent and just get blown out and just be happy with getting one game, or will they try to get game 2? So that's one thing I'll be definitely keeping an eye on in this series. But I don't have anything else to say.